How do you kind of sort your own world? Like maybe we don't even have to worry about sorting everybody's.
Right,
Maybe the $1 million
ours.
idea is like, hey, this is how you figure out where the heck to find all of my content.
Like Brian was just meeting with Lily, the community manager of Periscope, and said that he wishes on Periscope that he would be able to pin his best broadcast up there because, you know, if you have a really great broadcast, it might make you not want to broadcast again because that
You want it to
there.
bubble up to the top,
So,
yeah.
I mean, just something as simple as that step one would be awesome. But yeah, curated content is so important right now in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think standing out from the noise and being found, right? And both of those are really hard. I think video allows you to stand out and be a little bit unique. And then I believe kind of standing out from the noise, you either be consistent and then you have something that does stand out from the noise. And you know, I think that's where the branding and those kind of things come in.
I mean, like, there's just so many white people in baseball caps these days that, you know, it's too much of the same.
Here's the funny thing is, you guys stopped by, and when you left, I had been complaining to someone we work with. I was like, I didn't have time to get my hair cut before this convention, and when you guys left, I was like, I could get a baseball cap. And I literally, after you guys left, I went and bought a baseball
That's
cap.
called influencer marketing, sir.
You're welcome, VidCon.
Yeah, you're welcome, VidCon.
So you did this.
I like it. I like it.
We actually got a fee for that.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
We know what's going to happen from our influence.
There was an influencer tax. Very good. So what's next for you guys?
Oh my goodness.
Lots of speaking, lots of preparation for Summit Live
Yep.
in February.
Yep.
We got some other things in the works that might come up in the fall that I think is exciting.
Okay.
You know, a lot of what we're trying to do is really pull, not organize the content, but give the community a home,
Yep.
and then really educate the brands, educate businesses, and we're going to launch a store off of our Summit Live
I'm so
page.
excited about
So
that.
that's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, allowing people really. How do we discover not only new people, but new technology of supporting the community? We're going to try to simplify that conversation. We're also looking at other brands that are actually thinking like, how do we bring social TV to live TV? And then even, how do we take live TV and truly make it live, not just point the camera at a bunch of people and that they can watch it in real time.
Right.
So I think that's probably some of the most exciting stuff for us moving forward.
It feels like this awesome age of growing up, like digital media growth.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just amazing. It's an amazing time, and I think VidCon made us more excited about it because we see all these creators, and we see that there's because each platform is a different conversation. Like I always think of a tweet as like a digital haiku or something, and then like doing a Periscope is completely different from doing a Musically or a YouNow or
even a
live
Snapchat.
feed.
Right.
Snapchat's like
It's like video voicemail.
Snapchat's like 12-year-old Martin Scorsese for me. Like I'm able to like really make a small little candy corn film of some sort. I like that because that's just a playground.
Yeah.
And if you find something that you like that people like you on, then you're in pretty good shape. And I think we see a lot of that. We see somebody that really likes a platform, they're good on it, and people like them. Those are pretty simple keys to success.
Yeah, I think the other underlying element of storytelling is pretty cool because like the Snapchat story, the way you tell the story is different. The Periscope story, when you're on Musically, you have stop motion and animation with music on it.
Right.
When you go on Twitch, you're telling a story of how you play games and how your environment is. And I mean, defining and understanding storytelling and all these different ways, virtual reality. And we listened to Casey Neistat, the panel, and he was talking about how the one person took 640 hours of editing of a 360 video because of the way that he brought it all together. And he was like, I knew it. Going into it, he knew that the way he was going to record it was going to require that much editing, but he was challenging everyone. Find one element of stitching or overlap that doesn't look like you're standing in the middle of this room and having musicians surrounding you on all sides. That's some cool thing. Now, I don't have patience for 600 hours of video editing, but pretty cool.
But yeah, the thing is, it's like what are my constraints, and then how can I push them? How can I
make them work for me?
Yeah, how can I push? living hell out of them and do something that somebody else hasn't done, and try to break the technology that it's built upon. That's what I love. That's what, I want to
hold you down.
Yeah, I want because we bought some Gear 360s today, to do some work with VR. I'm so excited that he was playing with that. Like Madison and Jerry and I last night, we're in the hotel room making a show, in VR. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, you're over there, you're the peanut gallery. I'm gonna sit low, you're gonna sit high, and we're just like thinking about how fun that is. And I think with each different vehicle, you have to realize how to speed and how to break the law.
Yeah, my new keynote title is "Limitations Inspire Creativity." I really think that is. I think being short. My short limitations, right? Well, my creativity where I have to jump up and give.
But they say you look at there's nothing more scarier than a blank page, right? That's why haikus are so much fun. Here's your constraint, right?
Yeah.
You have to fit it in there, so you're limited. And coming back and wrapping this up, I think regardless of platform, regardless of technology or anything, as always, content is king, right? It doesn't matter what platform you use or what technology, if the content's there, that's the key. And if it's not there, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, I think the underlying thing of that, value, everyone here is like create valuable content. And value, I think, is often kind of put on the creator. But I really believe the value is determined by your audience, not by you, the creator, and I love that because I think content is king, and the people that determine the king are the people that you're reaching and that are watching it. So that idea of creating a viral video that nobody watched, it wasn't viral, because either the people that watched it didn't think it was viral, and you didn't get in front of the right people, or it was viral in your own head, creator. And I think this is something we're going to see a little bit more too. We're going to see a lot more people really focusing on that direct value, because you don't need to reach the world if you only need to impact 2 or 3 people to make a move.
And one thing, we're around a lot of creators, like all the time. And one thing that we always notice is how good they are to their community. Right? And that's across platform. So you think these people are just Billy badasses and don't care, but no, they go out of their way to be as nice as they can to everybody, because they don't know what's going to happen next, and they don't know who's going to love them the most. That's awesome.
Well, and I think that a lot of the creatives that I've met out there, it's not just to further their stuff. Like this technology is drawing in empathetic, kind, thoughtful, engaging people. Like the majority of them, truly, and perfect example. These 2 guys, super engaging, super friendly.
That's not true. I will troll you so hard.
Not Ryan, but
not
Brian.
me, Ryan.
So, Brian Fanzo, iSocial Fans?
iSocial Fans.
You're using that all across?
Every channel, everywhere. iSocialFans.live, iSocial Fans on all the platforms.
Perfect. And of course, Ryan.live.
Yeah, and my Twitter handle is at Ryan_A_Bell. I tried to change it, but
Perfect for call to action.
It works very well in my signatures. My Snapchat, I don't give out as much because I like where I'm at.
Yeah.
You can find me on Snapchat and then follow me,
but mostly Ryan.live is your
so you can find me everywhere else. And then I love Twitter. I'm a big Twitter fan. And I think we all are. But I think we're excited about a Facebook show that we're going to be doing. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, and I'm actually not a .live. I'm evangelist.ninja. So if you want to go to evangelist.ninja, you'll find Sean Adi on my Twitter. So. All right, thanks so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Was that okay?
Yeah, it was great. I'm not adding anything at all. Very rarely.